So how's it going, motherfuckers? So I'm really fired up over this whole thing that happened in Virginia, this protest. For those that don't know, let me go over it with you briefly to give you a little bit of backstory, and I'll give you my opinion on the situation. So there was a protest being held. A number of people attended, members of the KKK, white supremacists, members of the alt-right, which the alt-right, this term is being applied very loosely to a lot of things. Just like I talked about the word conservative in my liberals versus conservatives video, the term is being applied very loosely, not really knowing what that person's stances are or what the criteria means to be such a thing and to warrant such labels. They just throw out these labels haphazardly, and they don't even know if they fit half the time. But if it meets the agenda, see, because what is the agenda here? The agenda by the libtards, by the far left, by the radical alt left, as Sean Hannity likes to put it, is to label Trump and all of the supporters as racist. See, this is what they've been trying to sell to the public, the media, and all the leftists in social media, all of Hollywood. This is the message that they want to send. They want to make it like Trump didn't really get in because, he had a great message, because he wants to make America great again, not because he wants to, fight radical Islam or, secure borders or any of this. It's all because of hate. And of course, well, the borders and the fighting Islam has to do with that, because he only wants to fight Islam because, he doesn't like people of a different religion and a different creed from a different part of the world. It's all because of xenophobia. It's not to protect Americans and Europeans in their, in their lives, or try to do the same thing in the same vein when it comes to securing our borders. It's all based on hate. That's the only reason he wants to be president. He wasn't when he was singing the theme song to Green Acres with Megan Malawi, wearing overalls and a ridiculous straw hat. Was he being called, a racist then, or hateful, or, xenophobic? No, these terms didn't apply. Many people thought of Trump just as the fun-loving millionaire. Some people thought he was an asshole, but he had one of the highest-rated shows on TV, so it was kind of like, this didn't even come to mind. But enter politics, and you get the media with a huge agenda against them, and it changes everything. So what happened in Virginia? Now that we got that out of the way, you know what the media wants to sell. They want to sell this idea of what Trump supporters are made up of. What is their genetic makeup? What identifies them as a Trump supporter? And that is that you're a hateful person, you're a racist person. If you voted for Trump, you hate black people, you hate Mexicans, you hate Muslims, you hate anybody that's not white. Trump is white, so he's the best thing for you. Never mind the fact that all the candidates were pretty much white. Hillary was white. Bernie Sanders was white. Bernie Sanders was a white Jew. I mean, so it doesn't really, click. It doesn't really hold up. Like, people that are trying to sell this idea, it's not very marketable. To the wise, anyway. Of course, many people are buying into it. And everybody has launched a full-scale attack on Trump. So basically, you look at the footage, and the footage is horrible. I mean, there is fighting. And let me just say from the start, I don't support any form of radicalism, or any form of, hate or anything. If anything, is counterproductive. And I hate protests. You notice how I've never really spoke strongly of the Tea Party? I've never really talked so much about the Tea Party because it was a waste of time. It accomplished nothing. Did it get Mitt Romney elected? No, it didn't. Still, it didn't help anything. There was not enough brave people even stepping forward in the Tea Party. All we got was, and there's a lot of support around Ron Paul's a great guy and everything, but he wasn't presidential material. And you want to talk about like people that deserve to be president. If anything, Pat Buchanan was like 10 times better than Ron Paul. I never really got why. There was a time when I did like Ron Paul, but I don't know. The guy was a bit too wishy-washy. Guys could clearly see. Those who have been a long time, watcher, viewer of mine, or fan of me on YouTube. I've took down a lot of political videos of the past, like I said, like from what I regret. But I changed my views a lot, and I didn't even want to talk about politics for a while. But it was Trump that really launched my interest into conservatism again, in politics, and really, you know, enjoying the message. It was a message that really breathed new life into me. Like, and not only that, but like getting behind Trump was like something that made my life better. I had hope once again for the world and society. Because like I hate people, and like if you have a job and you work and you talk to different types of people, you really realize that how fucked up this world is and how people just don't get it. They're slow, they're ignorant, they're dumb, and this goes for just like any job you hold. You will see that people in power, they're not as smart as they're perceived to be, not as qualified as they're perceived to be. And so, with that negative way of going through life, it was starting to affect me. So I owe a lot to Trump and his presidency, and like getting to look up to somebody like in politics once again. I always liked Rudy Giuliani, but the guy fucked up royally when it came to the 2008 presidential race. So, I looked up to him for a time, and then it all went downhill from there. And I really lost interest. After Obama won, like I said, there was really no place to go. I wasn't going to sit here on YouTube and complain for 8 years straight. I did little political videos here and there. I did an Obama sucks video. But then I really realized that it was counterproductive. I knew where it was going. Like I said, I voted for McCain in '08, but I knew that the guy wasn't going to win. I knew that this country was headed in the direction that I didn't want any part of, and I chose not to talk about it. I didn't want to sit here and whine and be redundant, and I didn't. Until somebody else came along. I wasn't going to sit here and, just complain constantly about the same thing and repeat myself over and over, because that would have got very tiresome. So so the whole country has changed their minds about so many things. Many people are completely fucked in the head. They don't know what's up, what's down, what's really going on. They're fooled by the media. As I said, there's the statistic that 93% of people, Paul Joseph Watson has shared this a number of times, the statistic. And I've had a lot of problems with this statistic because, quite frankly, what I see is that there are many people that do still believe what the media says. And they do take a lot of it to heart. And it's a little bit disconcerting just how people buy into it. And, so all this chaos that happened in Virginia, it's horrible, but it's so funny that the person driving the car who crashed into all these protesters, it actually ended up being the liberal. And the media is trying to sway away from this. They're bobbing and weaving. They're trying to get away from that specific fact. And, even talking it out with some friends on Facebook, and there's been some heavy debate. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you could clearly see it. And, just discussing how many people want to believe that it was a Trump supporter driving that car, when that's just not the facts right there. That's the fake news. So it's funny how you want to make this story all about the alt-right and the white supremacists, and they're trying to sell like the alt-right is all conservatives. And there's even some people on Fox News trying to push this idea. I was just, and they won't say it in so many words, but I was just watching Fox News Sunday. I don't normally watch it because I don't like Chris Wallace. He did do the best of the 3 debates between Trump and Hillary, but I never liked the guy. The guy is wishy-washy. He is just a rhino in every sense of the word. He is that moderate. That's just, you could tell that he doesn't like Trump and that he wanted to get Trump. He might have disliked Hillary. You could see that when he did a past interview with Bill Clinton that he did not like him either. And even him and Bill Clinton had some words over that. But you could see that the guy was condemning him. Basically, what the base of that show was, the basis of it was the talking point, that Trump did not say enough to condemn the actions of the white supremacists. And this was like when they wanted him to denounce the KKK. They just kept going on and on and on about this. And they wouldn't leave the guy alone. He denounced the KKK. He denounced David. Oh, he didn't denounce them enough. He has to super denounce them. He has to ultra denounce them. He has to denounce them to the 10th power. At what point do you reach enough is enough already? When does that become, the acceptable answer? And the idea is this. This is the basis of all things when it comes to the media. They like this narrative of white versus black, and only like to bring up, Islam and Mexicans, which you would think by watching the media are the only Hispanics. That's everything is Mexican. Let me tell you something. The media, if those are the true racists, they like that's what the most ironic thing. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. You want to call Trump a racist? Those are all the things that the media is, because they have such a, like CNN to be more specific. They're the ones with the narrow-minded view. And, of course they know what the truth is. They're not as demented. Like I said, you got smart people. They have a narrative that they're trying to push. They know full well that Trump is condemning these white supremacists. They know full well who voted for Trump. They're not really confused. You think they're that stupid that they've got in this position? They're running this big media organization and they don't know what's going on. They damn well know that it was all the other states besides California and New York that decided this election. You look at that election results map and you see how red it is compared to the blue. You look at that and you tell me you don't understand why Trump won. I mean, unless you're blind, unless you're, you can't see that well and you need a new prescription on those glasses, or you can't understand statistics or don't see that the higher number is the one that won. You look at that, and of course you're going to hear, oh, but popular vote, popular vote. The popular vote only comes into play, like I said, when it fits the narrative. Oh, the person who won is not the person I wanted to win. So now elections should be decided by popular votes. Whatever fits the narrative at the time. Like I said, the Constitution is, only viable when they could bend it to their whim. That's just how it always works. And so this is where I didn't really want to mention this late in the video, but this is what makes me sick to my stomach about this whole fucking ordeal and this whole story. So, you could denounce it up and down. I could sit here in this video and say how bad white supremacy is and how it's counterproductive. And the fact of the matter is that no protests get anything done. But the thing is, here's the media condemning this and saying Trump needs to do more, and so here's the media and even Fox News. The only person that wanted to say anything was Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity. Nobody else wanted to condemn this, and a little bit of Bill O'Reilly, but everybody else. Where was the condemnation from Barack Obama? Where was the condemnation from Hillary Clinton during the campaign? Where was the condemnation from Bernie Sanders on BLM, Black Lives Matter? Oh, the KKK, it's a state of emergency. Where was the state of emergency when BLM had riots all over the country? Remember during the whole riot that was in Dallas, the riots in Baltimore? Where was the state of emergency then? No, this is just a peaceful protest. You had cops getting shot in the face. Oh, they're not associated with BLM. So, okay, but we're going to label everybody at the rally in the KKK, right? So it's okay to put labels on the white people, but when it comes to the black people, oh, they're not all BLM. Oh, the sniper in Dallas. Oh, he wasn't I remember debating this with somebody a while back when I did the video on BLM, and I talked about the Dallas sniper, and they said, "Oh, this guy hated BLM." Oh, what a coincidence! The cops that died in Dallas that get sniped by the rooftop sniper. He's black. And he's carrying through something that BLM was actually saying. Remember, pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. He was carrying out one of their big taglines right there. But he's not associated with them. Just like San Bernardino or the Orlando shooting when it came to Islamic terrorism. Oh, they're not associated with ISIS. Even though ISIS claimed responsibility for all those attacks, because they don't like to associate. But the minute white people start up and a few people have the white hoods on, oh, they're all KK, they're all white nationalists and everything. And yes, those people there, a lot of them were hateful. I'm not going to downplay it. A lot of them were racist. A lot of them were counterproductive. I don't even know what they were doing there. And the thing is, I don't even know if they were legit. And of course, people are gonna say conspiracy. But it's so ill-timed and random. Like, what was even the point of it? And you don't hear that in the media. What was the point of this? What was the point of this protest? I didn't see any signs. I didn't see any point at all to this protest. So it's like, how could I even support it? I'm getting accused by people of, you support this. These are your boys. I have one childhood friend telling me on Facebook, these are your guys here. I have another white friend telling me that these are my guys. My guys. Now, it's like, I don't know how to take that, because they're Trump supporters, they're my guys, or they're my guys, you're presuming me to be a white nationalist because I support a president that is also supported by the white nationalists. It's a big country. There's a lot of people with a lot of different viewpoints. I'm sure there's people who believe that the earth is flat that like Trump. I actually happen to know somebody like that who actually believes in that stuff. That believes that the moon landing is fake. And you know what I'm saying? You could believe that stuff. I know people that believe in the Illuminati, and they supported Obama. So it's like, and then you had people saying that Obama was part of the Illuminati. So there's a lot of different perspectives. There's just, if you're trying to label a group, you're going to be there all day. Label people as a part of a specific group. You're going to be there all day. I know that's what the media wants, and I know that's what you liberals want. You want it, because it makes it easier to make your argument, right? How much easier would it make to make your argument that Trump is racist than that all his supporters are racist and KKK and all hate blacks and all that, right? That would just make it so easy for you, because then you could just slap one big label on everybody. They're all racist. You can say that so easily. But it's not that simple, because Trump supporters come in all sizes, all colors, have different mindsets. They believe crazy things. They believe intelligent things. They believe logical things. Some people believe illogical things. Different people have different reasons for voting. There's some people that liked Obama because they wanted to feel cool and vote for the black guy. Some people liked Obama because they liked communism. Some people like Obama just because they wanted to change because they hated George W. Bush. People have different reasons for voting. Not everybody votes for the same reason. But you listen to the media and they'll tell you, oh, they just voted for him because he's racist and because, they share the same views. What a narrow-minded way of thinking. What a lying way of thinking. Just lying to the people once again, selling a false narrative that's so unbelievable that it is also unbelievable that people actually buy into it. How could people, as much as go ahead, hate Trump, dislike him and stuff, but at least be honest. You're really trying to sell this idea that someone like this could get elected by all the people in this country if he really was a racist and that horrible. And if he was a racist, why would one of the first people that he picks for his administration be Ben Carson? And this guy was palling around with Al Sharpton, palling around with Jesse Jackson. He was receiving awards for hiring the most black people at his businesses. Not a word was ever said about this man's racism. Then you start hearing things about the window washers, and you hear all these horrible stories about him coming out of the woodwork. This guy was always in the public eye. He had one of the highest rated shows on TV. Where were all the complaints then against him? Now he's the leader of the white nationalist movement, the leader of the alt-right. It's a little bit hard to believe, to say the least, unless you really got caught and hook, line, and sinker by the media. I mean, you'd have to be a complete kook to believe any of that stuff. But like I said, once again, where was the media? Where are all these same people to condemn BLM? And like I said, how vehemently, how much more can this man condemn the act? What do you want him to do? Seriously, the guy can't do anything right. That's just basically what it is. The man could hand everybody $1 million in this country, and the media would still come out and say Trump was a horrible person. So you just have to really just go through these days as Trump is president and just pretty much figure out in your head, no matter what he does, the media is going to say it's negative, and they're going to try to sway you to think that it's bad. I'm not saying this incident was good or that it was admirable in any way. It was stupid. It was pointless. It was counterproductive to the Make America Great Again movement. There's this is what they want, the media. They want to sell that Trump is dividing the nation when it is indeed the media dividing. By Trump saying all these things, and even said in his inauguration that everybody bleeds red, white, and blue. Everybody bleeds the same exact color. There's no room for racism or hate. He said it right there. His first official day as president. And so you know where he stands on it. How many more times does he have to say that he wants a united country? But you see, the thing is, the media doesn't want the united country. They want the chaos. They want the separation. They want the division in this country. They're the ones who are really behind it, not Trump. Because you notice what they're doing. It's like Trump puts it on Twitter. Trump makes a press conference about it. And then they're hating on him for not using the term white nationalists. And it's like, you see liberals getting upset. They don't get this upset when you had an attack in Nice or Paris or in all these other cities. It escapes me at the moment. The city in Belgium that got attacked. All these attacks all over the world. San Bernardino, the Orlando. You don't see liberals getting that upset about Islamic terrorism. But this is like, oh, we have to identify it. We got to call it by its name. They never got on Obama about never saying Islamic terrorism. Never identified it by its name. But all these same liberals who applauded Obama for, just mums the word when it came to Islamic terrorism, and applauded him for that mindset, applauded him for that, style of, evasive speaking. These same people are saying, why won't Trump say the word? Why won't he put a label on these people? Because he doesn't know, everybody that was there. He doesn't know the whole story. And yes, but the thing, he said, there's hate on both sides. The person driving the car was the liberal, for God's sakes. And once again, it's like all these same people. Where were they when BLM got, the leader of BLM, that stupid girl, got on, grabbed the microphone right out of Bernie Sanders' hand. I think it was in Chicago or someplace. Grabbed the microphone out of Bernie Sanders' hands, stormed the stage, took the microphone out of Sanders' hands, and hijacked his rally. And nobody spoke out against it. Even Bernie Sanders just stood off to the side like a sniveling coward. Nobody wanted to say anything about BLM. BLM is a peaceful movement. They have a positive message. This is what I've been seeing on social media the past 2 days. This absolute garbage. Oh, they have a positive message. Oh, a positive message. The cop killing, the black supremacy. I mean, you got, and don't you notice when it comes to BLM, those, when's the last time you saw a killing from the KKK or a white supremacist killing? I can't even name it. But when? When was the last time you heard of one? But you could basically say right away all the BLM incidents. I just mentioned Dallas and the sniping. But what they cleverly do is say, oh, you're not associated with BLM. Oh, how convenient. Just because they say that they don't want to identify them as that, BLM is not an official group. Just like the white supremacists. There's the KKK, but not everybody's an official card-carrying member. It's not like BLM. There's no membership card or anything. You just have to identify with the mindset. Just because CNN says, I don't think that he's part of BLM. Oh, then he's not a part of BLM, even though he's carrying out their message of killing cops. I mean, that's just completely insane. You're just going to believe what the media... This is what I'm saying. 93% don't believe the media. Everybody believes the media. You're all a bunch of sheep. All believing what you hear and what you read and all these commie texts and all these commentators. Believing everything. Despite all the evidence being against it. All the evidence to the contrary, and you still believe this garbage. You believe the Russian hacking. There's no evidence at all of it. This is what you post on media, the first Russian president of America. I mean, get in tune with reality. For God's sakes, you have insurgents in this country trying to destroy it, trying to dethrone our president. And you want it to happen. I mean, you're so sick. You're blinded by the same people telling you, don't believe Trump's propaganda. You're buying into the propaganda. They're calling him Hitler. This is how Hitler did it. Feeding people lies, feeding them a fallacy. They're doing reverse psychology. You're not even seeing through it, what they're trying to do to you. They're telling you Trump is bad. They're the bad guys. Just like Hitler told you that the Jews were the bad guys. He was the bad guy. Don't you see? It's the same exact thing. It's history repeating itself. But they're trying to do it in the cutesy way, and it's working on you guys. So, you're there. You're believing it. They won't classify them as a domestic terrorist group, and then you have all these cowardly, cucky Republican senators and congressmen saying, "Oh, we need to classify the alt-right as a domestic terrorist group." But BLM, nope, they were all sitting on their hands, right? Exactly. So it's okay, when they do it, but but when it's white people, oh, they're the oppressors. We got to get on top of that. I mean, they're so self-hating. Like they hate their own race. It's so. The thing is, we don't owe anything. I know that that's the popular way that liberals like to think, that we should just like give ourselves up to black people and just like turn in ourselves, like just let them take over, because we slavery 200 years ago basically. So we should just we should 150 years ago we just give up everything. Reparations, take my paycheck. We don't deserve anything. Give them all the jobs. I mean, like, the if it's just so funny to me, because I'm here in New York, where you have all these job opportunities, and you see how many black people are in powerful positions as managers, as bosses, and you look at city jobs and stuff, and just all the people, just it's diverse as hell. And to sell the fact that the white people just own everything, it's just a lie. And if you believe that, you don't have your eyes open. You're not in tune with reality. So I think it's just really funny that everyone's quiet when it comes to BLM, because they don't want to step on any toes. Really quiet when it comes to Islam. But when white supremacists, it's time to get serious. I mean, what a joke. What an absolute joke. Like I said, I'm not trying to justify it, but I'm saying, where's the balance with liberals? Where's the balance in the media? It's like, ignore BLM, ignore Islamic terrorism, ignore when an illegal alien kills somebody or rapes somebody, ignore all the chaos in Sweden, ignore all the chaos in the UK and in France and in Belgium. Ignore all that. But the KKK, which isn't even a big threat, it's just a small group of people and a small ideology that, that's not even as big as it used to be way back when. That's put all our eggs in one basket and go crazy over that. I mean, like, it should be laughed at that it's so stupid and unbelievable, but you people believe it. You believe, and I'm seeing all the retweets and the reposts. I'm noticing that Google actually is really suppressing search results when it comes. I'm not seeing the same search results I was getting yesterday, and I'll give you a brief example before I end this video, because it's going a bit long. But I had so much to say here, and it's a very important topic, a very important ideology, a false ideology that we need to talk about here. But J.K. Rowling is very quick. You think she'd keep her mouth shut, especially after the mom tweeted her, when she tried to sell this fake story, the Harry Potter author, J.K. Rowling I'm talking about. She tried to sell this fake story on Twitter that Trump, had snubbed a small disabled boy. And the mom said that wasn't the truth. He actually said hi to the boy and, talked with him. Shook his hand and everything. So, she refused to retract that. I think later on she might have retracted that. So I'm seeing that in the search results. But she then says, what a time for our president to stay silent. She tweeted this like in the afternoon, like at 12 or so. And the thing is, Trump had sent out a tweet like early in the morning, like 8 p.m. about this, or like 10, because I guess the rally was going on since the morning, the protest. And, I saw this, and they circled like how Trump had tweeted this long before J.K. Rowling's, meaning that she didn't check his Twitter feed. So now I wanted to go back and find that meme. I should have posted it yesterday, and I couldn't find it. I wanted to put it on my Twitter. I wanted to put it on my Facebook, on my Instagram, to show people this lie. You thought she would keep her mouth shut after she got it wrong the first time. And the thing is, I couldn't find that meme again. Where did it go? It was such a clever, well put together meme that really, showed like that J.K. Rowling was dead wrong and she didn't still retract her statement. Instead, the search results are being suppressed. I'm looking at Google, I'm looking at Facebook, can't find it. Where did it go? I guess it was deleted, right? I wonder why. Because course, because it wouldn't fit in with this story that I'm hearing on the news, even in Fox News and the media, that Trump is not really doing so much to condemn. Oh, he's not really condemning it like he should. So does that mean he supports it? See what I'm saying, guys? All right. So, as this story develops, I'll probably do some more videos on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know you people are going to probably call me a white supremacist in the comments. You're probably going to say, you're a member of the alt-right. Or what's the other thing that people say? Oh, how does it taste sucking Trump's cock? Keep them coming, guys. Very intelligent comments coming from the libtards as of late. Keep them coming, and I'll keep on laughing at you. It's like it doesn't matter. People think that if they insult me, I'm going to say, oh, wow, I'm receiving a lot of insults. I think I'm going to stop liking Trump because of them. Guess again, snowflakes. Until next time.